Well, good evening there, and welcome to issue number 54, and this issue is all about the Sagittarius rabbit. And as you can see from the caption prior to this, those are all the dates you have to be in to fall into this Eastern and Western star sign combination. So let's start very early with the rabbit, just going into preschool there and into the early years. What you'll have is a very loving and a very warm child, not particularly sort of a whirlwind at all, likes their parents close to them, likes the security of the family home, and doesn't tend to be one that shouts and screams about, but has plenty and plenty of friends. And they really realise very early in school that the power is in the pen and also in speech. Therefore, they're not one of the fighters. They're not one of the bullies, or not so much a bully, but they're not an aggressive type at all. But they realise this early, the way they're going to go forward. They get on with absolutely everybody, and as I say, they've got friends of all types, all ilks, absolutely. You know, they're as friendly with the girls if they're a lad, or if they're a girl, they're as friendly with the lads as, you know. There's no discrimination with these, and they have far-reaching friends. Some are even older, some younger. As I say, they have a real strong mixture and a healthy mixture, and this really helps them through their life. When they start on to secondary school or high school, when they've gone into there, they normally have friends that they know well in advance, and when they're a few years ahead, they can then, you know, look after the kids that then come through, because as they know them in some ways. It's very good, and that makes it a very strong bond in friendship terms. Very, very rarely in trouble, very good studiers, and as I say, they do like the comfort of home, and they feel secure there. But as I say, they'll be good at sports, and they'll have a wide variety of interests. Will like music, being involved in that, musical stuff. So, you know, they will have a really broad spectrum, but very good studiers. This is where their strength lies, with their ability to continually do the homework. But as I say, they're not ones to be out and about real late and stuff like that. They'll be realising that study is mega important, and they'll be doing that, and they'll be, you know, into the early hours to get the project done, to get the assignment, getting good results. They will study long and hard. They go through until their early 20s minimum, I would imagine, with study-wise, and this only you know, improves their career chances, making, you know, they would make, due to their real good you know, use of money, especially you know, a firm's money, an accountant. There would be fab as you know, a stock, controlling the stock movement in and out, a buyer. The things like this, you know, they're good at looking for deals. They're not particularly good with their own money, and this is a little bit of a conundrum with the rabbit. They do like a bit of a comfort spend, but when it comes to the people they're represented in, if they were a stockbroker, for instance, they are very, very cautious, and they always look for the good deals, and they make excellent brokers as well. You know, really thinking of their customer, as it is a very compassionate sign. They're not one of these risky daredevils that could all of a sudden say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've lost your pension on a real bad environmental, you know, load of stocks. Sorry about that." They're not one of those. They're not one of those banker types who would throw it all away. They appreciate that you've put faith in them, and they would repay that with solid, well thought out and well delivered attacks on the financial market. They wouldn't be rushing. They'd be saying, right, now's my time to strike, and slowly but surely is better for them than any big rush of influx of money, not playing the game in that style. So if we have them as an accountant for our firm, we are very, very fortunate, we're very lucky. Somebody gets on with everybody, somebody who knows that job inside out. They could even make an excellent lawyer or counsellor, because, you know, they're very compassionate, and they understand, they have a unique understanding. As I say, they're not a bullish sign. They can talk on many levels, and they have a real gentle, kind nature to them, which, you know, people can confide in. People will talk to them, and they don't judge, they just say, okay, and there's a real sort of lovely atmosphere there. This is where we come on to the problem with the rabbit, because the rabbit not being so hot-blooded in the sense of physicality, in that style of the relationship, they need to be coaxed in that side. They make, as I say, wonderful friends. They put friendships up very high, but that physicality, or that you know, consummation of a relationship can be a big problem for them. They cannot see that as the major goal. They can see it as a bonding mentally. They can see it as, you know, a companionship. They can even put that in a much higher esteem than the actual physical aspects of what human beings are. So they have to conquer this. They're a very, they would be a very loyal sign, but it's whether they have enough of these situations to really to prove this. They would wish to sort of keep that on a platonic level, if you see what I mean, and that would be very easy for them. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty of, right, let's get a relationship going, let's start a family, it can be a very tricky area for them. So the signs I like to see them with, I love to see them with the pig family, because the pig family has all that sort of, you know, that exclusiveness, the patience, and also the warmth and the, you know, the secretive warmth that will really help the rabbit, and that will bring the best out in the rabbit in that sense. These two will get on famously as friends, as we know, will accrue a hell of a lot of money, and the pig will help the rabbit in not blowing it all. You know, even though the pig can have a spend, they know the realities of the next day and the day after. So that's a great combination in that sense. They stop the rabbit comfort spending so much. So if we look for the pigs of the Leo, if we look for Aquarius pigs, if we look for Libra pigs, and also Aries pigs, there'll be all wonderful matches, all very strong matches. And also if we look for goats, goats will be on the vision of taking that companionship to extra levels. There'll be, you know, there'll be a great sort of perceptiveness between these two, and no little lack of skill, and also in a financial market could be a great partnership in that, because the goat has a knack for just sensing, getting the senses out, and the rabbit with their skillful economics, they could make a fantastic team. I could see the goat and the rabbit living in some monster of a mansion and having fantastic holidays, but they love to spend, those two. The goat, not as practical as the pig in that sense, but a wonderful match all the same. They love beauty, they love genteel stuff and walks, etc., and are really fine in their own companies. Plus, scores of friends when they want them. The goat and, as I say, the pig, you know, that's what they help share with the rabbit. There'll be scores of friends when they want them. They can, you know, hide away and have their nights in when they don't, because there'll be plenty to choose from. If we look for the goats, then we've got to look at the Leo goat, we've got to look at the Aquarius goat, the Aries goat, and we've also got to, you know, we've got to give the Libra goat the chance as well, because as I say, that's all a wonderful match there, all very strong. The ones we need to avoid, obviously, as I've said in previous issues, no roosters. The rabbit and the rooster, they do things totally different. The rabbit finds the rooster a bit too edgy, aggressive, and even a little sort of, you know, you know, sort of antisocial, which, you know, there are times when that does, you know, ring through. The rabbit will want to sit there quietly, and the rooster will want to sort of maybe, you know, get their teeth into something, or they go into their silent modes, and rabbits do like to chat. So that sometimes there can be awkward silences with these two. So avoid roosters at all costs, and vice versa. If we look at the health, well, we have to look at the joints of the rabbit, the feet, and also the knees. This will be very problematic for the Sagittarius, having, you know, feet trouble, ankle trouble, knee joint trouble. So they have to make sure they keep active when they've made all their money, not to be inactive. But I can see, you know, they've got to keep that love of sports going. If they do, you know, that will really, really help. Cycling, etc., swimming when they're a bit older, for team sports, maybe basketball or football or whatever. So really be careful on them, look after those joints, and I can see quite a long life that you're going to have with a decent health. Okay, thank you for listening to this issue, and Sagittarius Rabbit, I wish you all the luck. Thank you very much.